Hello, Daphne here with a truly exciting video for you. It's titled, The Largest Animal Show on Earth, The Great Migration in East Africa. This is one phenomenon that is just so incredible to experience. It's very, very hard to describe. The Great Migration, just thinking about it, makes my heart skip a beat. I feel like one of the most fortunate people in the entire world to have witnessed this phenomenon. It was spectacular. I mean, that's not even a big enough superlative to accurately describe it. It is definitely the largest animal show on Earth. Look at this picture here. See all those dots all the way across those? Those are all animals grazing on the Masai Mara in Kenya. I mean, isn't that just an incredible picture? And of course, in real life, it was even more stunning. The experience of witnessing these giant herds of wild animals across Kenya and North Tanzania is one of the world's greatest free shows events that I dare say happens anywhere in the world. Here's another picture. This one's a little more dotted, but I wanted to include it because it was such a pretty picture showing the acacia trees and all the wildebeest grazing underneath. The journey of these animals in search of food is filled with danger. Crossing the Mara River, filled with crocodile-infested waters, and encounters with predators along their route, such as lions and leopards, make this journey of these animals a treacherous one. My friends and I were in Kenya and Tanzania in August when we had the good fortune of actually witnessing this incredible event. There they were on the banks of the Mara River. Check them out. Thousands and thousands of wildebeest. They sat there and grazed and looked around, and we had no idea when they would start their crossing. If they ever would it be dark by the time they decided to jump in the river? We didn't know. This was such a dramatic sight. That's an understatement for sure. And here's a close-up of one of those wildebeest. Look at him. Probably one of the most homely animals in the world, but there are millions of them on the plains of Africa. Luckily for me, we got to see this crossing twice. Once on the Kenya side of our trip, and the second time on the Tanzania side of the trip. On the Tanzania side of the Mara River. And both times they just blew me away with just the sheer amount of animals. And it was so exciting, just anticipating that first leap into the water. And here it is. Look at that. One brave wildebeest decided to take off for the other side. A gigantic leap of faith into the river. The rest of the herd followed behind. It was such a dramatic scene. I mean, these pictures, obviously you can't hear the noise that this made as they swam as fast as they could across the river because they didn't want to get gobbled up by an alligator. A crocodile. Or, I don't know, they were many treacherous things these wildebeest had to put up on their migration route. We watched with fascination as this long swim, march, whatever you want to call it, began across the Mara River. It was just an incredible sight. Look at this. Amazing. Now, this is a picture from the Tanzania side that I took. And we were so fortunate that our safari vehicle was parked very close, just by pure chance, to where the wildebeest climbed up on the bank, which was literally right in front of us. And my eyes almost popped out of my head when I saw the first wildebeest climb so close to us in this dramatic fashion. I wish you could have seen this in motion. I should have taken a video, but you can't take still photographs and videos at the same time. So I chose the still photographs. As you can tell, my camera was working overtime. These are some dramatic photos. This great migration is just a spectacular thing to watch. Look at this. Here's another one coming up on the bank, right? Oops. Oh, gosh. Right in front of us. Isn't that just an amazing picture? Ah. And here's almost the last group of wildebeest making it ashore. And this is the very last group of wildebeest coming up on the bank with a couple of babies behind them. 1.5 million animals, including wildebeest, zebras, antelopes, and other animals, trek over 300 miles in a continuous search for sustenance in greener pastures. Africa's annual migration is an event so spectacular that it is truly difficult to describe in words. This is one of the most quintessential wildlife experiences anywhere on planet Earth. An event like none other. Oh gosh, the excitement of watching all these animals. Whew, it took your breath away. A good analogy of the Great Migration is like the hands on a clock. A never-ending group of animals circling the landscape of East Africa in search of food and water. Round and round they go in this circle, year in, year out, century in and century out. Although the animal migration timetable is not always the same, the best time of the year to watch the Great Migration, at least a portion of this 1,200-mile trek across East Africa, is in August. That was when we were there, and it's also the time predicted to be the most likely chance of seeing this spectacular event. August and September are the months they are most likely to be at the edge of the Mara River on the border of Kenya and Tanzania, which is where we just had one thrill after another watching this incredible spectacle of so many, many animals. Without a doubt, the Great Migration experience was one of the most incredible events I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Loved every second of this experience. An experience so difficult to accurately describe in words. The grandeur, the excitement, the sight of massive numbers of animals is breathtaking. One thing is certain, this is the greatest and most natural most dramatic natural event occurring on an annual basis. A phenomenon like no other. Highly recommended for anyone with a desire to witness the greatest animal show on planet Earth.